Welcome back. I'm here with Johnny Handshoe, who works at Hazard Independent. He's worked at in other school districts. He's a high-tech person. He's done a lot of interesting things. When I worked at Hazard Community and Technical College with you on 3D
Yes.
many years ago.
Many years ago.
So describe, you're working on 2 or 3 projects. So what are those projects?
Well, the first one, we're trying to utilize augmented reality in a sort of a tie with a historical theme.
Yeah.
We have a lot of landmarks in this area that have been lost over the years or damaged, things like that. So one of the things we're doing is looking at the possibility of utilizing augmented reality as a replacement for some of these things, so people can, visitors can get a sense of what it was like.
So when you
beforehand.
say augmented reality, what is that and how do you do that?
Well, a lot of confusion is between virtual reality and augmented reality. Virtual reality is basically where you bring in a new environment, a virtual environment. Augmented reality is when you bring objects into an environment. So with augmented, you're augmenting the reality as you see it normally.
Okay.
So.
Okay, good. And so how do you do that?
Well, right now we're using some off-the-shelf software that, for one thing, allows us to create our own three-dimensional models, and we can project these models into a scene or a situation. We use it for models in chemistry and things like that in some of my classes. In this case, what we're doing is we're using these 3D models and we're tagging them to a specific latitude and longitude, so that when people go to this latitude and longitude, they will be able to see the object in 3D at that location.
Okay, so that's one project. What's another project?
The other project is one sort of like a feasibility study. We're looking at trying to ramp up the validity of some of our science experiments in our labs in chemistry. And one of these, we're going to look at the feasibility of using algae grown on sediment ponds or bench ponds on surface mines to see what kind of yields we can get in terms of algae for biodiesel. Algae is a pretty, it's sort of becoming the rock star of the alternative fuel industry. So, but we're going to look at that and see what possibilities exist in this area. And then
Because that's what Alltech does,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
The big plant in Winchester?
Exactly. One of the things that Kentucky tends to have quite a bit of is surface mines and water. And so we're looking at the possibility, if there is even, more than anything, we're looking at developing a process to where we could, for example, go look at the surface area of ponds in a certain location, maybe get an estimate as to what we can produce there without changing anything else at all.
Okay. Now that's 2 projects.
The third one, we're looking at basically, this was to get more interaction from students in a lot of our science classes. And we're looking at developing a game, basically just a card game, board game that students will both have to know a little knowledge of science, and hopefully after they play it, in order to be better at the game, they will desire, they want to know more science to get better at the game. So that's what the third one is.
Okay. Well, John, you've done a lot of stuff in coding and high-tech careers. So what do you see as the future type of jobs that we can do here in Eastern Kentucky to keep our youthful talent here, and maybe some of that talent that has left to bring them back to build our economy?
Well, I think to put it under a broad category, I think technology is the way to go. We have extremely intelligent individuals here. Our infrastructure's really improving, and I think that over the next few years you will see a pretty good push for technology actually coming into this area. I really feel comfortable in that.
Okay. And what type of technology would you see?
Well, again, with coding, that's a humongous market in that direction. I see that one of the rising industries in this worldwide is the gaming industry, which involves both coding. It involves the need for 3D modeling. And again, 3D modeling again covers everything from engineering to gaming. I mean, these are all really important things that I think you'll see a huge expansion with in the next few years.
Okay, good. Well, Johnny, appreciate all that you're doing in the classroom and in the community.
Thank you, Ron. Good to see you again.